For decades, the words Ram and Cummins have been inseparable. The inline-six diesel became more than just an engine, it became an identity. Contractors, farmers, long-haul towers, and diesel loyalists built their trust around the unmistakable sound and relentless pulling power of the Cummins badge. But now, the truck world is buzzing with a shocking possibility. Ram's 2027 torque monster may be powerful enough, refined enough, and efficient enough to finally replace the legendary Cummins diesel. This isn't just another engine update rumor. Industry insiders, powertrain engineers, and longtime truck analysts are all pointing toward a major shift inside Ram's engineering strategy, one that could reshape the heavy-duty truck market for the next decade. So what exactly is this torque monster? Why is Ram even considering moving beyond Cummins? And could this really be the beginning of the end for one of the most iconic diesel engines in truck history? Let's break it all down. The Cummins legacy. Why this would have been unthinkable until now. To understand how big this moment could be, you have to understand what Cummins represents. The Cummins inline-six earned its reputation the hard way. It didn't rely on flashy numbers or marketing hype. Instead, it built trust through massive low-end torque, simple, durable architecture, long service life under brutal conditions, and proven performance in towing and hauling. Mechanics often describe the Cummins as overbuilt on purpose. It was designed to work, not impress spec sheets. Many owners still brag about engines crossing 500,000 miles with minimal internal work. For Ram, Cummins wasn't just a supplier, it was a competitive advantage. While Ford and GM pushed V8 diesels, Ram leaned into the inline-six identity, creating a loyal customer base that bought Ram trucks specifically for the engine. So, why change now? According to several industry analysts, the market has changed faster than Cummins could evolve. So, why is Ram, rethinking everything for 2027? Well, experts point to three major forces that are really pushing Ram toward a radical powertrain rethink. First, the whole torque war thing has escalated way beyond what diesel's comfortable with. Modern truck buyers. They don't just want torque anymore. They want instant torque, smoother delivery, and, honestly, better integration with advanced transmissions. While diesel still totally excels at sustained pulling, newer technologies are closing that gap fast. Gas-based torque engines, hybrid-assisted systems, and high-output forced induction designs are now delivering torque figures that, not so long ago, seemed impossible without diesel. Diesel torque used to be, well, pretty much untouchable, but that's just not true anymore. Second, weight, cost, and complexity are, honestly, hurting diesel's advantage. Cummins engines? They're heavy, no way around it. That extra weight affects payload, handling, and fuel economy, and when you add in all the modern emissions hardware, the complexity just skyrockets. Fleet buyers, especially those big commercial fleets, are starting to ask some tough questions. Is diesel really worth the upfront cost? Is all that maintenance downtime still justified? And are these newer, torque-focused alternatives actually good enough? Ram is seeing those questions, turning into lost sales. Number 3, Stellantis wants full control over its powertrain future. This is a big one. Cummins is an external partner. That means limited control over development timelines, cost structures, and long-term evolution. Stellantis, Ram's parent company, wants in-house dominance over next-generation engines. The 2027 torque monster is rumored to be exactly that, a fully Stellantis-engineered powertrain designed to outperform diesel where it matters most. Introducing the Ram 227 torque monster. So, what are insiders saying? While Ram hasn't officially revealed specifications, multiple sources inside the supplier and engineering ecosystem describe the torque monster as a next-generation torque-first powertrain, not a traditional high-revving performance engine. Key themes keep coming up in expert discussions: extreme low-end torque, flat torque curve, instant throttle response, and diesel-like pulling ability without diesel drawbacks. This engine isn't designed to win drag races, it's designed to work harder, longer, and smarter. Architecture, not your typical V8. Most experts believe the torque monster will not be a traditional naturally aspirated V8. Instead, it's likely one of the following, or maybe even a combination: a high-displacement twin-turbo gas engine, an advanced inline-six with forced induction, or a torque-optimized hybrid-assisted configuration. What matters isn't cylinder count, it's how torque is delivered. So, the future isn't really about peak horsepower anymore. It's actually about usable torque from idle to mid-range, delivered instantly and predictably. We're talking about torque that can really challenge diesel where it counts. Now here's where things might get a little uncomfortable for, Cummins loyalists. The The torque monster isn't really expected to beat diesel in raw towing range on paper, but, honestly, it could outperform it in real-world usability. Experts actually point to several advantages. For one, instant torque, without any turbo lag. Diesel engines, well, they rely on boost buildup, and while modern systems have definitely improved, there's still a bit of a delay under certain conditions. The torque monster is rumored to deliver nearly instant torque, especially at low RPM, making launches with heavy trailers a lot smoother and more controlled. We're also looking at smarter torque management thanks to next-generation software. Ram can precisely manage torque delivery through things like adaptive load sensing, terrain-aware torque mapping, and transmission-integrated torque modulation. Ram is reportedly developing the torque monster right alongside a next-generation heavy-duty transmission designed specifically to handle massive torque without sacrificing longevity. Some of the key improvements rumored include reinforced gear sets for extreme torque loads, smarter shift logic under towing conditions, faster downshifts without harshness, and, yeah, reduced heat buildup under sustained load. You can have all the torque in the world, but if the transmission can't manage it smoothly, customers won't trust it. Ram seems determined to avoid that mistake. Could this actually end the Cummins era? This is the question that, honestly, divides the truck community right now. That combination is extremely attractive in large-scale operations. But brand identity is at risk, or maybe it's just evolution. One concern Ram must navigate carefully is brand identity. Cummins isn't just an engine, it's a badge of honor for a lot of folks. Removing it risks alienating loyal customers. But Ram executives appear confident the torque monster can become a new symbol of strength. Marketing insiders suggest Ram may position it not as a replacement, but as the next evolution of torque leadership. One branding consultant explained, if Ram frames this as torque without compromise, they can win over skeptics. So how could this reshape the truck market? Well, if Ram succeeds, the ripple effects will be massive. Ford and GM will be forced to respond, no doubt. A torque-focused non-diesel powertrain that rivals Cummins would pressure competitors to rethink their strategies. Expect more torque-first engines, advanced hybrid integration, and less reliance on traditional diesel dominance. Diesel's role will shrink, that's for sure. Diesel won't disappear, but its monopoly on torque will. The torque monster represents a future where diesel is optional, not essential. Final verdict. This is, honestly, a turning point for Ram and the industry. The Ram 2020 torque monster isn't just another engine rumor. It represents a philosophical shift in how torque is delivered, managed, and experienced. Experts agree on one thing: if Ram executes this correctly, the Cummins era won't end in failure, it'll end in evolution. Diesel built Ram's reputation, torque monster may define its future, and if early insights prove accurate, 2027 could mark the moment when the truck world realizes that raw torque no longer belongs exclusively to diesel. The era of choice is coming, and Ram plans to lead.